Okay, so this is a video demonstrating the garage door opener using the Netduino, which is a member of the Arduino family of boards. Okay, so let's bring up the program here and unlock it. Let's see, GDO is what I have it called. Okay, so basically it presents the user with a keypad here, and what happens is you're going to punch in your code and then hit the send button here, and using the Wi-Fi it will send that code and user ID to the server, and that server is running a program I wrote in C# and using a MySQL database backend. It compares the user ID and code that the phone sent to the user ID and code in the system, along with the access level that the specific user ID has. So for example, if my user ID has a access level of 1, that means it can pretty much open the garage door and any other door that I may have the program wired to open. Right now it's just a garage door, but it's kind of, getting ready for the future use of it. Let me just go in here to the settings real quick. I'll show you. And here you can enter the server's IP address and your ID. So we have the IP address actually as my computer name, so we're both off the IP address and the PC name. So okay, there. User ID for me is Sloan T. Okay, there. So now that is all set. So I go back here, and I'll just go ahead and punch in my code. Now this code is set on the server side. It can readily be changed with ease. So we'll do 1 2 1 3 8 2. So that there is the code I have set up on the server. So I'm going to hit send, and this will send this code and the user ID that I put in from the settings to the server, and we'll go from there. So hit send right now, and let's just do the garage door first. Alright, so there you go. That's the remote portion of it. So we'll head inside and I'll show you how the server portion works. So here is my Netduino board. It is connected to a FTDI cable, as well as my garage door remote. So basically what happens is when I type in the code on the Android application, that application sends the user ID and password to the program running on my server. That program verifies the user ID and password that it was sent to by the application, and then it creates another code and sends that code to the Netduino. Here's the program running on the Netduino, and basically what this program does is it verifies the code that it was sent to by the server. Once it verifies that code, it then sends a pulse of power basically to the garage door remote. And let me explain that a little bit here. So the Netduino gets the code and says, oh yeah, that's the correct code. So let me go ahead and turn on the remote. So then using digital pin number 9, it sends a burst of 3 volts to the garage door remote. Now on the garage door remote, what I've basically done is I soldered a jumper across these 2 terminals here on one of the empty switch spots. And basically what this terminal does is the same thing as if I were pushing down this button and holding it down. So it kind of turns the remote into an on position permanently. Of course, nothing happens because there's no power. It's missing this battery. So I have soldered 2 wires to the garage door remote, one for ground, one for power. So when the Netduino verifies the code and is ready to send the power to the remote, it just pulls up on pin 9, provides 3 volts to the remote, and since the remote is already switched to an on position, it sends a signal to the garage door opener to open or close the garage door. So that is pretty much it. Not much to it. And that is how Netduino opens my garage door via the Android application.